Welcome back to Coin Study, your trusted place for coin and banknote collectors who want to know the real value of their treasures. Today we are looking at an interesting and sometimes confusing note, the 1989 £1 note featuring Queen Elizabeth II. Many collectors and even casual finders often come across this note and wonder if it's rare, if it's valuable, and how much money it can actually bring in auctions today. So, let's talk in detail about this note, its history, its actual market performance, and how you can evaluate yours. First of all, the year 1989 is a bit tricky when it comes to £1 notes. A lot of people assume that any £1 note with Queen Elizabeth II must be a Bank of England issue, but in fact, by 1988 the Bank of England had already stopped issuing £1 notes in favor of the £1 coin. That means if you have a note dated 1989, it is not a Bank of England one. It is most likely from Jersey, Guernsey, or another Crown dependency that continued using their own £1 paper notes for a while. This is one of the first and most important points to clear up, because many sellers on the internet mistakenly label their 1989 £1 notes as Bank of England notes, creating confusion for buyers. If you have one of these 1989 notes, the first step is to carefully look at the issuer printed on it. It will tell you exactly where it comes from. Jersey notes are very common for that year, and they feature Queen Elizabeth II on the front along with island-specific imagery on the back. The size, the wording, and sometimes even the colors differ slightly from older Bank of England designs. This is why collectors pay attention to the details, not just the year, but also the issuing authority, the signatures, and the serial numbers. Now let's talk about grading, because that has a direct impact on the value. When we say a note is in fine condition, that does not mean perfect or mint. It means the note has been in circulation and shows clear signs of use. You might see several folds, a little dirt or soiling, corners that are soft or rounded, and even tiny nicks along the edges. But the paper should still be intact, no big pieces missing, and the printing should still be clear enough to read all details including the serial number. If a note has tears that are repaired with tape, big stains, or holes, that would drop it below fine into very good or good. If your note is crisp, without folds, and with bright colors, that would be classified as extremely fine or even uncirculated, and such notes are worth more. So, how much can you actually get for a circulated fine condition 1989 £1 note today? Based on recent auction data and marketplace listings, a typical Jersey £1 note from 1989 in fine condition sells in the range of about $20 to $60. That's the honest and realistic range. Some sellers on online marketplaces may list them for more, sometimes $100 or even $150, but those are usually either very high-grade examples or simply optimistic asking prices that do not always result in a sale. Realized auction prices, meaning what collectors actually paid, tend to fall into that $20 to $60 window for the common versions. If you have a note in better shape, very fine, extremely fine, or uncirculated, then the value can go up. Collectors will often pay $60 to $200 for a pristine note, especially if it has something extra like a fancy serial number, a rare signature, or a limited printing variety. 2. For example, low serial numbers, like 000001 or 000123, repeated patterns, or star notes can fetch a premium. Also, printing errors, such as misaligned designs, double prints, or inverted backs, are highly collectible and can be worth much more than a normal note. Some people still have older Bank of England £1 notes, particularly the series with Isaac Newton on the back. These are a different case entirely, and can sometimes fetch hundreds of dollars if they are in top condition or have rare features. But remember, a genuine Bank of England £1 note will not have the date 1989, because those were withdrawn before that. Where can you sell your note if you want to? There are a few options, each with pros and cons. Auction houses are a good choice if you have a high-value note because they have access to serious collectors and handle all the bidding for you, but they do charge a commission. Dealers can buy your note directly, which is fast and easy, but they usually offer less than market value because they need to make a profit. Online platforms like eBay are very popular for common notes. Just make sure you take clear photos of both sides, include the serial number, describe the condition honestly, and maybe start your auction at a reasonable price to attract bids. You can also take your note to a local coin or banknote show, where you can meet buyers in person and avoid shipping risks. Before you list or sell your note, make a quick checklist, confirm the issuer, photograph it clearly, note the serial number, grade it honestly, and check completed sales of similar notes to set your expectations. If you think you have something unusual, like a major misprint or a very low serial number, it may be worth getting it appraised professionally before selling. So, the bottom line is this: a 1989 £1 paper note with Queen Elizabeth II, in circulated fine condition, is generally a modest collector's piece worth between $20 and $60 today, for the most common jersey issues. Not a fortune, but certainly more than its original face value if you find the right buyer. If your note is in a better grade or has something rare about it, it could be worth much more, and if it's just an ordinary circulated note, it still makes a nice addition to a collection. If you enjoyed this detailed look at the 1989 £1 note, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to Coin Study for more accurate and honest coin and banknote valuations, and share your note details in the comments below. I might feature your note in one of our next videos. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting! Would you like me to also